Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. We're talking about the WWE's Crown Jewel World Cup tournament that is going to be coming down to find out who is the best in the world. This tournament's going to be held pay-per-view on Saturday. I'm pretty sure when this goes down. It's an 8-man grid. There's going to be 4 different first-round matches, which lead to semifinals, which leads to the final. This plays in, and it talks a lot about Raw versus SmackDown. The way that they drew up the brackets is that Monday Night Raw is going to be on the left-hand side, while SmackDown Live holds the right. Both of these, brands are basically bringing 4, I guess you can say A-plus talents. Most of these guys are main event guys, or really close to being at the very top of the mid card. You can really tell that they're held in a high stature. Of course, this week on Monday Night Raw, Baron Corbin pulled John Cena out of the Crown Jewel tournament. There's lots of talk about that. He was replaced by Bobby Lashley. So the first round matchup is going to be Seth Rollins going up against Bobby Lashley. Of course, John Cena, I guess, didn't want to come on the tour. Him and Daniel Bryan were 2 people that had enough stature in the company to put their feet down, basically saying that they were not going to be attending WWE's Crown Jewel. They did not want to go to Saudi Arabia at this current time. John Cena more than likely has to do with his move into entertainment, more of Hollywood, making movies, television shows, hosting award shows, and probably doesn't want to be, sort of linked in with Saudi Arabia at this time. It'd be very easy for anybody that does attend this show and does perform to sort of be linked to supporting what is going on in Saudi Arabia. The WWE, they're going to be very hands-on with anybody that invested into the show. There's going to be lots of pictures and shaking hands, and you don't want to be linked up with the wrong person over there, that a picture can come back and haunt you somewhere down the road. So he was replaced by Bobby Lashley. Lots to talk about with Seth Rollins being involved in this match. I know that the Roman Reigns thing came out of the middle of nowhere, and that led to the breakup of the Shield with Dean Ambrose attacking Seth Rollins. And as of right now, I don't even know when we're going to be able to get a Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose match, seeing how this pay-per-view Crown Jewel, Seth Rollins is involved in the World Cup tournament. Then we have Survivor Series, unless they make some sort of a special match. Looks like it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown again, so that wouldn't be able for us to have a Rollins versus Ambrose match. So that means that it would be bumped until the December pay-per-view. So here we are with a big feud. It looks like they're going to have 2 months at least before we have some sort of a payoff to it. So maybe it'll just sort of be the television main event for a while. That gets us there, but you can really tell that the Rollins versus Ambrose thing came up at the last moment, but it really put Ambrose in a light of being a heel that people really fell in love with Dean Ambrose again. He's always been somebody that people really liked, so I would not be surprised whether to see Ambrose be a part of the Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley match. I don't know where he would fit in on the rest of the Crown Jewel show. He definitely is a guy that is going to be, flown over there to Saudi Arabia to be a part of the show somehow. So, whether if he, involves himself in the Rollins versus Lashley match, making Rollins lose, of course, it would not be an Intercontinental title match, and Lashley would be able to move on to the next form of tournament where he would fight the winner of Kurt Angle versus Dolph Ziggler. So at this time, I know that it is kind of weird. I'm picking Bobby Lashley to beat Seth Rollins in the first round of the tournament.